Hey guys, and welcome. I'm Kate. I'm here with a slumbering Memphis, and this is your Funk It Up Vinyasa. So we are gonna explore a couple of variations of a few of my favorite poses. If you want to grab a couple of blocks just to have them at the ready, this is definitely gonna be a more challenging practice, and I'll try to get you warmed up as smartly and as safely as I can. If you know you need a long warm up, and that's cool, that's how I am, then grab a quick yoga snack before this, get yourself warmed up, and then I'll see you back here. Otherwise, you're gonna grab yourself a quiet spot, maybe put on some funky leggings, pop in some fancy earrings or whatever makes you feel good. Roll out your mat and I'll see you in a few. All right guys, so we're gonna get started just by sitting. If you want to sit on one of the blocks that you've grabbed, that's totally fine. A blanket or a pillow is good too. You're gonna sit comfortably, if that means cross legs, if that means one leg this way, one leg that way, or folded underneath you, whatever that means today. And just close your eyes and take a few moments to just get here. Sometimes it takes all of our effort just to find a bit of time, just to carve it out to roll out your mat. So find some centering with your breath. And let your breath be smooth and easy, and if you need big old deep breaths to get you here, then take those. And if that doesn't feel good, then don't do it. Another breath in. When you exhale, just lower your chin to your chest for a moment and give your head a little shake side to side. And then roll your right ear up over your right shoulder. Roll down through center. And come up to the other side. Left ear over your left shoulder. And down through center. One more time, over to the right. And down through the middle. And up to the left. And down through the middle. And when you inhale next, you're gonna lift your head. Okay, and from here you're gonna take your feet and stretch them out in front of you. So they're about hip distance apart. I'll spin around. And you're gonna take your fingertips either pointing in toward you or out to the sides. You're gonna roll your shoulders back and lift your chest so your spine is nice and long. And then take your right ankle and cross it over the top of your left thigh. And you can always walk your left heel in a little bit closer if you want a little more juice to the stretch. So when we practice a lot of vinyasa, we tend to kind of get in, I won't say a rut, but we get kind of into this predictable practice, right? And I end up being a predictable teacher as well, if my practice is predictable. So we're just gonna explore a couple of variations to mix it up, to find some funk in our day. One more breath here. Chest lifted, keep working that right knee away from you. And you're gonna stretch your left leg out, grab your right foot into one hand, knee in the other, and just rock a little bit side to side. Keep your left leg active, don't let it get lazy here. Maybe do some circles in your hip. And then in the other direction. Yeah, and then you're gonna forklift underneath, my favorite. And keep flexing that foot, keep your shoulders lifted. I should say your chest, your shoulders really aren't lifting. But you don't wanna collapse down under the weight, right? Stay lifted. And if you're comfortable here, you can stay here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can find leg baby. That's the actual name of this pose. And you're just going to cradle your leg and rock a little bit here. That's it. And then from here, you're going to either take your right foot with the ankle flex, right, the foot flex, to the top of your shin, like we were coming into, almost like a pigeon here. Or you can grab the top of your foot and just start to slide the top of your foot into this hip crease. And if that doesn't feel natural, if that feels really junky in your right knee, then rewind, okay, and just end up here. We're just gonna do a forward fold. So lengthen up and walk yourself gently out and over. You don't have to come deep into it. I know it's early. Just keep some energy stretching through your left heel. And then slowly come out back up. And we're just gonna switch sides. Stretch this right leg out. Okay, knee back, fingertips in or out, up to you. Right feet flat, left ankle over the top, flex that foot. Work your right knee, your right knee. Your right knee is gonna stay right where it is. Your left knee is gonna work away from you as you lift into your chest. You can always modify the depth. If it's too much, walk the right foot away from you. You wanna keep length in your spine and integrity in your pose, right? I'm not forcing anything. One more breath. All right, and grab a hold of this foot with your right hand, and we're gonna do the little rock back and forth action here. Circle it out. And if you're feeling super tight, you can stay here and just work this action, this back and forth sweep. If you want a little bit more, you're gonna come underneath with that forklift. Again, lengthen up through your spine. Make sure you're not collapsing in. One of my teachers used to call this shlumpasana. No shlumpasana. Lift. Stay strong. you can stay here, of course, if you want to go a little deeper. You can. Leg baby action. Breathe here. Everybody loves a little leg baby. Maybe. Okay, and then from here you're gonna take this left foot, maybe ankle flexed, right foot right where it is. You come here and fold, or you can start to gently tuck this foot in. As long as your left knee is okay, mine's not coming up, or isn't hitting the ground. There's a little tightness here. Inhale, lengthen up, and exhale and fold. If you start to feel any knee ick, come out of it. You can always grab a block. Oh, that feels lovely. And let your leg rest on the block. Full breath. And then slowly start to wind yourself back up. From here, you're gonna pull both knees in. Oh, tuck your feet underneath you, plant your hands, and walk it back into a downward facing dog. And just spread your fingers. Let yourself go gently, rocking side to side. I'm going to come back to your downward facing dog. Spread your fingers and now push your right hand forward and down and drag back through your left heel. So you get a little cross stretch there. And then same thing to the other side. You're going to push through your left hand, anchor down through your right heel. And then switch one more time. Right hand to left heel. Then left hand, right heel. Yeah, and then both hands, both heels. Feel your sitting bones rise up between the two opposing energies, right? Inhale, you're gonna rock it forward. When you exhale, lower your knees to the floor. Chest and chin, elbows stay in. And then a baby cobra. Untuck your toes, lift it up, take your gaze over your left shoulder. Gaze over your right shoulder. And then gaze right down the bridge of your nose so the sides of your neck stand long. Inhale. And when you exhale, release your forehead, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog, moving through table if you want. Or straight up and back. Okay, you're gonna inhale, take your right leg, lift it up, sweep it back behind you. When you exhale, pull your knee into your nose. Inhale, stretch it back. This is our cat and cow. Exhale, knee to nose, round in. Inhale, up and back, maybe gaze slightly forward. Last one, round it in. Okay, inhale, take your right leg up, take it back, and then you're gonna cross it over toward your left upper arm, and then cross your leg over your left. So now we're like in an eagle pose here, right? The toes don't need to tuck. Mine certainly don't want to. You're gonna drop your left heel over to the right. So the outer edge of your foot is rooted toward the floor there. And then you're gonna shift onto your right hand. Take your left arm, stretch it up or bring it to your hip, whatever works. Now you're just gonna bend your left knee, send your hips back, Let's squeegee into your hips a little bit more. And then we're gonna return, come back onto the ball of your left foot, and one more time, send your hips back as you bend your left knee. And then take your right foot, step it next to your left. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Baby cobra, or an upward facing dog. If you're up in upward facing dog, come down for just a moment. Everybody, release your forehead to the mat. Sweep your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Upper arms hug in. Head of the arm bones lift and draw back as you peel up for a little Ardha Shalabhasana, a little half locust here. Nice deep breath. Then exhale, release your hands, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Left side. Inhale, take that left leg, sweep it up, stretch it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Maybe think cat-cow, right? Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, round it in. And take it back. And round it in. Then you're gonna take it back. And then sweep it over toward that right wrist, right elbow, right upper arm. Then hook the leg so your left leg hooks on top of the right. Drop onto the outside edge of the right foot, or sorry, drop the radial over to the left. It's a little less confusing. Right hand can come to your hip or alongside your ear. You're gonna bend that right knee, sink your hips. This is super awkward. And then right hand to the mat. Come back onto the ball of your right foot. Bend your knees again, and we're gonna come into one more little squeegee of the hips. And then step your left foot next to your right. Gaze forward, and you're just gonna tiptoe up to the top of your mat. Oh. And relax here. Let your arms hang. You can sway a little bit side to side. And breathe. Okay. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale and fold. Press the floor away. Come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, bring your hands down through prayer. All right, inhale, down, out, and up, and dive forward as you exhale. Halfway lift, nice long spine. And then a downward facing dog. Plant those hands, and you can hop back if you want. Okay, inhale, take your right leg, lift it up, stretch it back. Exhale, right knee toward the right tricep, squeeze it in. Inhale, up and back. And again, toward that right tricep. Yep, one more. Up and back. And take that knee toward the right tricep. And now you're gonna take this right ankle, hook it over the top of your left thigh. And we're gonna come into like a half pigeon down dog. Bend your left knee. Draw your hips up, stretch them back. Feels good. Okay, take the right leg, sweep it back behind you, inhale. And when you exhale, set it down. Next to the left, forward into plank, inhale. Knees, chest, chin. If you really want to chaturanga, you can. Baby cobra. Or up dog. And downward facing dog. All right, left leg's gonna lift, inhale. And left knee toward that left tricep. Inhale, up and back. Two more just like that. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze it in. And now you're gonna hook that left ankle on top of the right thigh. Bend your right knee and send your hips up, stretch them back. Yeah. Okay, sweep your left leg back behind you as you inhale. And when you exhale, dub it next to the right. Gaze forward, walk or hop, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Press into your feet. Reach it out and up. And hands down through prayer. Take a second here. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. And just check in. Notice how you're feeling here. After just this quick beginning, heart going a little bit. Deep breath. When you exhale, you can release your hands, open your eyes, shake it out. Okay, so you're gonna shift your weight onto your right foot, and we're gonna do tree with this left leg in a half lotus. Now, if you know that that's real shit on your knee, then you can just come into a regular tree. It's totally fine. It's up to you. So you're gonna shift your weight onto this right foot, and then from here, you can find your tree. You can find a traditional tree. We're funking it up a little bit, so you can use your right hand to hold the top of your left foot. And you can hang here. You can take the top arm, stretch it up. You can take both arms, stretch them up. Whatever works for you, hands in prayer. And just breathe. Keep your tailbone lengthening. We're gonna move into a little nesting pigeon, right? So you're gonna start to bend your right leg. And as you do, you're gonna slide this left ankle down till it hooks on the top of your thigh. And sit your weight back gently. And the more you can take your weight back toward your sitting bones and back into the right heel, the deeper you can get into this left side hip. And from here, we're gonna slowly move, slowly is the key, into warrior three. I'm keeping my hands in prayer because it's easier for me to balance here, but if you want to do another arm variation, you are welcome to, of course. And then slowly release your right hand to the floor for Ardha Chandrasana. So take a moment, if you need a block, grab yourself that block. You want to root through this right leg and then slowly roll the left toes open. Start to take your sitting bones back a bit. You can roll this left shoulder on top of the right as much as you feel like you can. Work your inner left thigh. You can take your top arm, stretch it up. Play with your gaze where you want to take it. And Shavasana is one of my favorites, so you can take it into Shavasana if you want to bend that left knee. Grab hold of the top of your foot. Breathe here. Keep scooping that right sitting bone under as you kick your left foot into your hand. Yeah, release, come back into your Ardha Chandrasana. You're going to step back, warrior two. Oh, goodness. Yowza. Oh, that was a trial by fire, but I think we did it. Sink down into your feet. Relax your shoulders. Arms plug in just enough so you can start to relax those upper traps here. Okay, bring your hands to prayer. From here, you're going to shift back, Skandasana. Try to find your balance. Deep breath. And when you exhale, you're going to slowly sit yourself down. So I'm going to flip around so you can see what's going on here. Right? Now from here, we're sitting kind of like this, which feels kind of funky, but that's okay. You're going to take your left arm and wrap it around so you kind of come in front. Right hand's going to come behind you for some support. Kick some energy through your right leg. You're going to lift and just start to twist towards your leg here. If you feel comfortable here and you know that a bind is in your repertoire, you can bend this left elbow, reach around and try to grab a bind on this left leg. Breathe. Nice tall spine. You're going to release the bind if you've got it. Swing your right hand around to grab the left ankle. Sink your shoulder in toward your inner thigh there. Take your left arm up and alongside your ear. And reach your fingertips toward your extended leg. And breathe. Try to get the left shoulder to roll open. Yes. And then from here, you're going to slowly come on back up. And we're going to work your way. I'm going to flip around again. Work your way back toward this right leg. So come on back up. You can use your hands. All right? And we're going to shift forward, bend this right knee, drop the left hand, swing the right arm up. Find a little twisty crescent. Yeah. And then lift this left foot up. Come on to the outside edge of your, lift your right foot up, sorry. Come on to the outside edge of your left foot. You're going to step back behind yourself for a little wild thing here. Just to get a little opening. Shake out your head. And then drop your hips to the mat. We're way off-roading here, but that's okay. Right foot in line with your right side sitting bone. Inhale, lengthen up, and when you exhale, fold towards your left foot. And you certainly don't have to grab a hold. You're going to try to keep your sitting bones rooted down as much as you can. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly round yourself up. Plant your left hand, lift yourself up, plant your right hand, swing your right leg through for a little dying warrior. Kick it underneath. Come onto the outer edge of that right hip. Staying on the ball of your left foot there. You're going to slowly lengthen down. Come onto your forearms. Kick energy through your right heel, and then walk your left hand up and over to the right. And as you do, kick back through your left heel too. Slide your left hand underneath, plant both hands, swing the right leg up, stretch it back, shake it out. Take your gaze forward, walk or hop, Uttanasana, top of the mat. Lengthen on your inhale, and release. Press into your feet, come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, and hands down through prayer. Okay, gonna shift onto your left leg. We're gonna come into tree here, so you can do your regular tree, or you can grab the top of that left foot and let your right, or your, oh my goodness, it's over. Grab the top of your right foot and let your right knee open. If you feel comfortable just hanging here, holding onto your foot, that's okay. If you want to challenge yourself, you can press your foot into the top of your thigh. Bring your hands to prayer. We're going to work into our nesting pigeon, so start to bend that left knee. As you do, slide your right foot down a bit. So now you can take your sitting bones back. Flex your right foot and breathe. And warrior three, slowly now, take that right leg back. Shoulder blades in, breath easy. Drop your left fingertips to the mat. Start to open it up, Ardha Chandrasana. Press into the floor with your left foot. Feel your left sitting bone, your left outer hip kind of hug in as you fire up your inner right thigh. And take your top arm, stretch it up. If you want a Chapasana, you can bend your right knee, grab a hold of that foot. Sugar cane. And breathe. Slowly release. And step it back, warrior two. For a wild second, I thought I was going to step on Memphis. Oh goodness, warrior two. Hands come to prayer, Skandasana to this back leg. Find the balance for a moment. And then take your butt to the floor. Here we go. Right hand's gonna sweep as you lean gently into this knee. Take your left hand out. Just gonna twist slowly toward your left leg. And you can stay here. Chest lifting, spine long. Or you can work the bind if you think that's something that you want to get into. You're voluntarily getting into a bind. There's some funk there. Oh goodness, one more breath. And you're gonna release that. Take your left hand to your right ankle. Nuzzle in, nuzzle's not a word. Take your right arm up and over. Let your right side body open. Feels good. And breathe. And then slowly come on back up. And again, we're gonna work ourselves toward this left foot. So use your hands if you want, right? Gonna rock yourself forward. Right hand hits the mat, pivot on the ball of your back foot. Sweep your left arm up, find a little twisty lunge here. Yes. And then from here, gonna drop onto the outside edge, kick the foot back, find a little tiny wild thing, inhale. And then exhale, take a seat. Now you're off-road, and on this side, lengthen up and fold to the inside of your leg. So you want to try to keep your sitting bones rooted down. But if the left side wants to come up a little bit and you feel okay about it, I think it's all right. The key is to find what feels good, and sometimes it looks a little different than the traditional, what we think a pose should look like, right? Find what feels right in your body. And then from here, you're gonna come on back up, plant your right hand, lift yourself up, swing your left hand down. Left leg's gonna come through for a little dying warrior. Oh, come onto the outside edge of this. Left hip, come onto that left forearm and walk your right hand away from you, up into the left corner of the room there. Then slide your right hand back underneath you. Here we go. Gonna swing this left leg up. Shake it out. If you want a vinyasa for a little palate cleanse, you can certainly palate cleanse your vinyasa. There we go. And when you're ready, you're gonna make your way to the top of the mat, walk or hop on your exhale. And lengthen out. And fold. Press into the floor. Come all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Ooh. Samasthiti. Okay, here we go. Our last little tiny bit. We're going to work into a funky variation of Ardha Chandrasana. So here we go. So starting on your right foot, we're going to do our half lotus tree. So find your balance. Grab the top of that foot there. And breathe. Bring your hands to prayer, if that works. If you don't want to do lotus tree, you can try this whole little vinyasa with your foot in a regular tree. Might be fun. All right, and then from here, we're going to slowly come down to fold with this leg in a little still here, right? So you're going to soften through the right knee, and slowly let the fingertips hit the floor. The blocks are there, and this is exactly why you might be like, what the hell is happening? I'm not into this. And that's okay. Grab blocks if you want it. And now we're gonna work into our Ardha Chandrasana. So take this right hand, you can walk it forward with a block or without. And then you're gonna start to shift, roll your left hip, your left knee open, like we're splaying out just a little bit, and then take your left hand and stretch it up. Yes, super fun. And then from here, you're gonna come back and now see if you can start to slide. It's not very elegant, but we're gonna slide this left leg down and come to find a balance on your toes. Oh, maybe. Hug in gently. If you can work into a balance. And then fingertips to the mat. You're gonna kick this left leg back behind you. Find a nice long lunge, inhale. And when you exhale, swing your right leg up. Take it back behind you, open the hips, bend your knee, shake it out a little. Some circles maybe. All right, and then downward facing dog. And again, if you want a vinyasa here, you can go for it. I'm gonna limit my chaturanga today. Take your gaze forward and walk or hop, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, and then let it go. Press into the floor. Come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And slide your hands down through. Okay, last little bit. Shift onto this left leg. We're gonna bring the right leg into a lotusy tree. tree lotus. Would that be an actual name for it? I just don't know it. Scoop your tailbone and breathe. All right, here we go. You're gonna slowly soften your standing leg and make your way down. Shift your gaze to the floor first. And slow and steady wins the race every single time. Just breathe here in this flamingo type pose here. The left fingertips are gonna walk forward. Use a block if you want it. Gonna start to kind of roll open. Swing this inner thigh open. Take your top arm, stretch it up for our variation on half moon. And then from here, you're gonna come on down. Bend this left knee a bit so you can slide your right ankle down to the top of your thigh. And again, if you want blocks, this is a tough transition for your knee. Grab the blocks, right? I'm gonna hop back a little. And you can work here, like this. It's all good. Actually might make it easier to find the balance. Squeeze your legs gently in. And see if if you can find your balance. Some days you can nail it, some days not so much. It's all good. Whoop. All right, fingertips to the mat. You're gonna swing this right leg back. Nice long lunge, inhale. And when you exhale, take the left leg up. Open your left hip, bend your knee. Oh, and maybe some circles. Okay, and then downward facing dog. Take your gaze forward and we're just gonna hop through to sit. Take your legs out in front for a second, give them a little shake out. Reach through those fingertips, flip your palms, send your tailbone down toward your heels and you're gonna roll down. And take it almost to the bottom and then hold it here. Just a little bonus round here. Another breath. And then lower all the way down onto the mat. Hug your knees in. Rock a little side to side. And take your arms out to the sides. Cross your right leg over the left. And let both knees fall over. Oh, to the right. And slide your gaze to the left. One more breath. Come back up through the middle. Switch the cross of your legs. And let them fall over to the left. Back up through the middle. Hug your knees in. If there's anything else you feel like you want, you can go for it here. You're going to stretch yourself out. Take a bit of a rest. Close your eyes. If you want to throw those blocks under your knees, or grab a pillow under your knees, or something under your head. If you don't normally use props in Shavasana, maybe give them a try this time. Funk it up a little more. Memphis is going to funk it up too. And settle into your breath. And once you've made your physical body comfortable, let your awareness move inward to the more subtle body, to the energy flow beneath the surface. Boundings you can stay as long as you'd like. You've earned the rest. Even if you just sat and watched, you still earned the rest. Otherwise, you're going to deepen your breath, Start to move your fingers and wiggle your toes. Then draw your knees in one at a time. Come to rest on your right side. And take a pause here. And then press into the strength of your hands. Come on up. And find a comfortable seat. And take a moment to let your eyes slide closed. Bring your palms together into Anjali Mudra and bow your head. And as you move off your mat today, think about different ways that you can add a little funk to your day, just a little pep, just something to give you a little bit of joy, a little spark for your day. Thanks for spending some of it with me. I appreciate it. I look forward to practicing with you again. Like, subscribe, share, all that really awesome stuff. Have a wonderful day, guys. Namaste.